let's see if everything is okay. Hope this is coming through. So, good afternoon. Grade 12s, I'm here for you. On for about the next 45 minutes, and yeah, just here to answer any questions you might have and see how we can help one another. Okay, so yes, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, and we'll see what we can do to get you to where you need to be for this coming Wednesday. So, I'm just going to leave this here, and yeah, I'll wait for those comments to come through. Okay, so again, if you're joining me now, then just let me know if the audio is fine, everything's okay, and just leave your questions in the chat. Okay, here we go. Let's see, let me get this data out that I've been using for the final push. I know I saw that one. So let's go 2023. And okay, so I'm just going to use any form, because all you're going to do is just go into your design view, and if you want a button, and usually it's in the header or the footer, something like that, you can just click over there. It says button. Remember, that's under form design controls. I'm going to draw it in, and then you'd need to say what it must do. I think that one said something along the lines of it needs to close the form. So there, form operations, close form. Next, I can just leave everything else as is. And there you can see, when I click on that, it's going to ask me, do I want to save it? I can just say yes, and there it closes the form. Okay, so Gary, I think that answers that question. I'll just check on the paper here as well. (8.4.3). Okay, so 8.4.3 on this one actually said insert a button that navigates forward, one record at a time. But again, same story. Design view. Go to the next record, because that's going to be forward, one record at a time. Same, and then I can just click on there, and you can see one record at a time. Okay. Right, so let's see. Good afternoon, Kanya. Hi, sir, can you please go through modifying queries? When you talk about modifying queries, what in particular are you looking at? Are we talking about criteria? Are we talking about ascending, descending, changing that sort of order? Let me know the specifics. Okay, also 8.1. So I hope you guys are all well. Hope you have been working hard to get ready. Can you believe it's your CAT-PRAC finals? Okay, so when inserting, you just want to go up to your external data, new data source. Now when it's a CSV file, you're going to use text file. Okay, click on text file. You'll then browse for, and I think I do have one here. And then what's going to happen is you have options. So you can see here, import data, source data into a new table in the current database, append a copy. I know the 2022 one had that. And you will just click OK. Then usually it'll just be whatever sort of defaults they have. If you go delimited, you'll see it can actually separate the fields for you. They might ask you to have the first row, to put in a tick of having the first row containing the field names. But again, when they ask you to do that, you'll just follow whatever prompts they have. There's your team index, not whatever the case is. And they'll usually ask you or tell you either to have a primary key or not to have a primary key. Finish it up. And that's it. Yes. Gary, thank you for that. Yes, I had that same issue with one of my learners where they would just go in like new data source from file, Excel. And then that same file, you see there, I look for it now, it doesn't pick it up as an Excel file. Okay. The criteria. Okay. Now we have quite a few when it comes to criteria. And I want to use, I'm just going to use one example that I have here. So you'll see you've got experience 10, 9, going all the way through there, and then you've got class, etc. So usually what they'll tell you to do is to have, let's say, let's go with experience, let's say those with the experience level of 10. So in this criteria section here, I click in there, put in the 10, I can click run, and now it brings up all of that. However, I can add more criteria. So I can go into that same one and say, okay, well, of these classes, I just want to see here, let's choose the bike class. Well, not Nike. Bike class. And I'm going to click on run, and there you can see. Right? So I've effectively got 2 criteria, but now maybe I want quad as well. I think quad was one of them. And there you can see. But the only problem now is, do you see what it's doing to quad? It's bringing up the quads that have like 9, etc., etc. Okay, so what you need to do in a case like that is you'll have to go and put in 10 over here as well. Because what you're essentially saying is that from the bike class, you want those that have an experience of 10, and those that come from the quad class, an experience of 10. And when I run it, now I've got bikes and quads from, or for those who have the experience on level 10. Okay. Okay. Kanye, I hope that answers that. But if you have any specific ones, anything you maybe picked up in a paper or so, you can just let me know. I hope you guys have been watching the videos. I'm trying to get done with Access, but time is obviously running out. That's why I just wanted to jump on your live for a couple of minutes. And yeah, you folks can just let me know what questions you might have. I hope the final push videos have been helping you. And please do share that with others so that they can get the help there as well. Okay, so the formulas that you use, and I just want to show you this. Let's maybe do it this way. The formulas are the same, but there's a slight difference. So I just want to use this so I can just zoom in here. If I had 3 numbers or 4 numbers and I wanted the maximum or the largest number, I'd end up using equals max. I would open my bracket. highlight that, and then hit enter. Okay. Hey, Leon. Nice to have you there. Nice to have you here. Okay. So now in Excel, that's how it is. However, in Access, we end up using not square brackets. I know the visuals are usually better. The visuals are usually better. So where I would go equals max, A3 to B4, what's going to end up happening now is that I might want in Access the largest number maybe out of this particular field. So I've got to put in the field name. Okay. That then means, let's say I'm going to use experience, for example. Then I'd have to, everything remains the same, but I'm now going to use these brackets and I'm going to have to put in experience like that. Okay. Please also bear in mind that if experience is spelled with a small e or whatever the case may be, you'll have to do that exactly in this, because this here, this relates to the field name. So you are saying, give me the largest item in this particular field. So if now, and I'm just going to maybe do a calculated, let me just see. Okay. So here might be 1. Let's see if we can do that. And I'm going to call this calc colon, and then I'm going to say, what is that field? Experience. Okay, so I'm going to go calc, and I'm going to say my square brackets now, experience, and I'm just going to say times 10. And there you can see now it's multiplied whatever was in experience by 10. So I know that usually comes up here when you're busy with reports and you want to do the report footer. Then I can actually, and I'm going to put in a label here to say max, and let's go with experience as well. So in my, and here you can see I inserted a text box, the label is there, and now I can go like equals max curved bracket square bracket experience, and I hope I'm typing that incorrectly. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. Kanya, glad for that. All right. Buys a question in the 2021 IB paper. Question 2.1.2. The memo says window open control page break before ticked. So I know that's one that always comes up in Word. It was this over here. So by default, this is usually ticked, and all they're really trying to say to you here is, when you are busy with certain paragraphs, do you want to keep the lines of the paragraphs together? Do you want to keep the lines of the paragraph together? Do you want to keep the entire paragraph together, or do you want to allow the paragraph to go over onto the next page? So let's go, and not sure if I have the 2021 paper, but let me just get another one here quickly. Then we can see. Oh, sorry. No problem. I hope you guys are all ready to make the most of your finals. And remember, have a nice strategy when it comes to it, especially where time is concerned. I mean, yeah, time is always the greatest enemy. Just looking for something that I can use here. Okay, so I just want to go through these two quickly. So here you can see there's text over here. I'm just gonna, don't need that. And let's say it's going over onto the next page, and I can actually then go and highlight that paragraph, go up to my settings and say, okay, well, let's go with keep with next. Okay, so it keeps those together. But if I say keep lines together, it then moves that entire paragraph to the following page. Okay, just want to see if I've got one on that other. Oops. Let's see where else I have that. Okay, so keep those questions coming in. Okay, so I want to just move this down, and I want to highlight that again and just take the widow orphan control off. So when it comes to those, they'll usually ask you to do that. The widow orphan control, what that basically does, you've got your single lines of text in a paragraph that can print either at the top or the bottom of a text box or column. So to prevent widows and orphans by, as they say, always having at least 2 lines of text at the bottom or top of a text box. So they will tell you when to use it. And I just want to see here, the memo says widow orphan control. In other words, it's like a piece that's just by itself. Page break before ticked. So there, page break before. So I'm going to put that in there. And you'll see there, if I turn on my paragraph markings, it should have now added a page break before that paragraph. Yeah, that's why it moved it over. Okay. So in fact, what I've seen come up is this thing of not so much page break, but the keep with next and the keep lines together. Those two have come up in 2022, 2023, and the 2024 prelim. Okay, nested ifs. Nested ifs. I think there was one, if I'm not mistaken. I'd just like to have a look. I just want to see in 2022, because there might have been one there. Just having a look here. Question 4, question 5. There we go. Okay, 6.3. So let's go 2022, 6.3. Oh, Liam, sorry, while I'm there, home tab, paragraph, and then your paragraph dialog box over there. If I move my mouse pointer there, the paragraph settings, and then line breaks, and everything is there. Okay, no problem at all, no problem at all. Okay, so where were we now? We were with nested ifs. So we want to go to 6.3 of 2022. There we go. Afrios launched a structured paper meg. If, here we go, here's our first clue. If a user has used 200 megs or less, that's our first criteria, over 4 weeks, they have a particular rate per megabyte. If they've used more than that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to spend too long on that. Okay, let's open this up. And there we have it. Sorry, some of the stuff I've done already. And we want to, sorry, I'm just moving things between screens. Right, so calculate in column H the cost for a user per month based on the pricing strategy in columns. No, man, I'm in the wrong one. Here we go. Okay. So they want us to work out the cost. Now you can see here, they're telling us again, if a user has used 200 megs or less, so here are the totals. 200 megs or less, they're going to pay 20 cents. That's the one they're going to use. So let's go. Equals if. And what am I going to do? I'm simply going to say, okay, well, if whatever is in this cell is greater than or equal to 200, right? Remember they're saying if a user has used 200 megs or less, sorry, because I'm clicking on something else here. 200 megs or less over the 4 weeks, then what must happen? Whatever this amount is, it must be multiplied by that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, I'm going to hit enter, and let's see, has the user used less or equal to 200 megs? No. So I'm going to change this to 200, and there you can see it changes. Okay, so we're going to go back to 437. Now, that's just our if statement, but for a nested if, I've got to put in a semicolon and I've got to start the process again. What's the next criteria? It says if they have used, so again, if, open my bracket, same cell, if whatever is in that cell, they say if they've used up to 500 megs. So that's going to be less than and equal to 500 megs. Then what must happen? Whatever's in that cell, the total megabytes, must be multiplied by that rate. Okay? Now, do I have another criteria? Yes. And I'm going to go if whatever's in this cell, and what did they say now, is less than or equal to 1,000, then they are going to pay that rate. And then if that doesn't match any of that criteria, then it must be multiplied by that rate. Okay. Now the main thing, once you've got all that, you've got to close your bracket, close your bracket, close your bracket. Remember, for every bracket that we open, we have to close. And there you can see my rate. And now I can just autofill it, right? But please just watch out, because you need to use absolute cell referencing. Because remember, that mustn't change. So what's that? K2, I can just use F4, K3, F4, K4, and K5. Remember, absolute cell referencing does not change my answer, but it just makes sure that the reference to that particular cell remains the same. And there you can see, that is my nested if. An if within an if within an if. All right. Okay, Gary, hope that helped. Clear, thanks. Kanya, some of you please have a look at 6.1.3 and 1.4 from the May 2023 paper. All right, I'm going to have to go find that paper. Yeah, some of these papers I don't have. Some of them are just mainly just final papers. Okay, is that the IEB paper? Let's see what I can find here quickly. All right, so other than that, are you guys okay? Everything on track? I've always said to my learners, when it comes to your pracs, start with the things you know. Start with Word, start with file management, start with HTML, get that out of the way. It's an easy 40 marks. Right? 20 marks each, done, 40 marks, finished. Practice your time as well. How long are you taking to do it? Get that out of the way. And then you can go to the other questions that you know. Usually most folks go with Word, get as much as you can. Excel and Access, even if you get half the marks in either one of those, it's still fine, because you'll still end up with a very good final mark. So yeah, okay. So I've got May 2023 here. And let's see, that was 6.1.3 and 6.1.4. Was it? Oh, 613 and 614. Okay. I see them here. Let me just get these data files. So they're saying they create a query which will return, I'm just downloading, all self-catering accommodations that have Wi-Fi as well as parking facilities. Any locations in Glasgow must not be included. Okay, so it's a nice 5-mark question. Beautiful. Lovely. Let me just, sorry, I'm just downloading these data files quickly. And then we can get the show on the road. Okay, so let's open this. And that is question 6, and we are dealing with this database. Okay, let me close that one. Yeah, there's always too many things open on my screen, but yeah. Okay, so that's our database, and let's see where that question paper is. All right, so we want to create a query. We're going to go to create, we're going to go to query wizard. It's always going to be a simple query. And we're looking at the table accommodation. Well, that's the only table that's there. And they say to us, create a query which will return all self-catering accommodations. I just want to see through here. Okay. That have Wi-Fi. So I'm going to take Wi-Fi over, as well as parking facilities. Any locations in Glasgow must not be included. So the location, so we're going to go with place. We're going to take location over, and they say the query must display place name, location, phone. They want that as well, and that's it. Okay, so they wanted phone, location, and place name, and then they said the accommodations must have Wi-Fi and parking facilities. Right, then they wanted us to name that. I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, so we've now created that. Okay, now we need to go to the next one. We're going to see what they say here. I just want to run this. So you can see in your location, they say Glassglow must not be included. So that is going to be one of our criteria. So let's go. Let's go. Place name, and we're going to type in not Glasgow, not Glassglow. I must get these spellings correct. Glasgow. Okay. So you see, I said there not Glasgow. Ran it. Glasgow's supposed to be out here, except for that one. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. Am I spelling this thing correctly? Let's try one of our... Sorry, am I typing this thing in the... sorry, guys, I'm typing it in the wrong place. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I was typing it under place name instead of location. Okay, now there are two ways, because you can do not, or you can do these operators like that, and it's going to do the same thing. Okay, so Glasgow, we know that that is gone. And I just want to go back to the question paper. So any locations in Glasgow must not be included. Boom, sorted, we've got that. It must return all the self-catering accommodations that have Wi-Fi as well as parking. So the Wi-Fi has to be yes, the parking has to be yes. Okay, so I'm just doing this one step at a time. The Wi-Fi, yes. Design view, and I'm going to go to parking, and I'm going to say yes. Run that. And what did the question ask for? It said create a query which will return all the self-catering. Okay, all the self-catering accommodations that have Wi-Fi as well as parking. No Glasgow. It must display place name, location, and phone. They don't want to see that. So if we don't want to see something, we just take the tick out of show. And run. And there we go. Okay. So that is 6.13. Yeah, Gary, I'm trying. I did a recording. I just need to sit and edit that thing. And then we should be good to go for access. I know some of you are on these IEB WhatsApp groups. Listen, guys, spread those videos, share it far and wide so that folks can, get the help that they need. Open query discount. Create a new field. Here's a calculated query. Okay, let's go. And what do they want me to do? They say it must be called discounted, and it must calculate and display a new tariff amount in rands after a 25% discount has been applied. Show place name, location, rands, and discounted fields. Now, I've got place name, location, rands, and my discounted field is what I'm going to be typing in now. And they want a 25% discount after the new tariff. So that's the tariff after the tariff has been applied, so to rands. Okay, so I'm going to go discounted, and I basically want to take rands, so I'm going to put in those square brackets and go rands, and I want to multiply that by 0.25, which will give me, sorry, comma, not full stop. Just want to make sure. So it's, hang on, let me just read this thing properly, because otherwise, so they want the new amount that will calculate and display a new tariff amount. Okay, so I just want to do it this way so that we can see. So we're going to have discounted, right? Then we put in our colon. Now, we are going to be dealing with the field rands on more than one occasion. Why? Because we want to work out 25%, and then we want to subtract that from what rands usually is. So if we were in Excel, I would say rands or whatever my cell reference is, and let me just keep moving this stuff around. Okay, so I'm simply going to say rands. In other words, whatever's in that particular field at the moment, and I'm going to subtract that from rands, and I'm going to multiply that by 0.25 because I wanted 25% of that. Okay, so whatever's in rands subtracted from this. All right, so let me just get back to my formula. Discounted, and I'm going to go rands minus, open my bracket, rands again, square bracket times 0.25, and there you can see now they wanted it displayed in currency. So what I'm going to have to do is go to the properties, I'm going to go to the format, currency, run it, and there we go. Okay, so that does that. Yeah, here to help. I've got about another 15-20 minutes, folks, so if there's any questions you have, anything you would like me to go through, this will probably be the last time I go live with you lot as a as a grade 12 group. But yeah, we're here to help. Hope those final push videos are helping you. And you should be good to go for your CAT-PRAC finals. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. You know, when it comes to those finals, have a strategy. What are you going to do first? What are you going to knock out first? Watch your time. I always suggest, don't prep like before you walking in, like you take your laptop with and you want to do a couple of things outside. No, once you leave home, just leave it, relax, you know, get some peace, have a word of prayer, whatever you need to do, and just go into the session. Say, you know what? I've done what I needed to. I've prepped as I needed to, and I'm just going to take it from there. Whatever happens, happens. But obviously, I know you guys have been putting in all the work. You've been watching the videos. You've been communicating with me, so I know you are going to do well. Just breathe, relax, and you'll be okay. You will be okay. All right, so thank you very much, guys, for these questions that were coming through. See, most of you seem to be okay. I'm glad for these particular questions that came up this afternoon, because I mean that can help others along the way as well. So yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Well, I suppose it also gives me an opportunity just to say to all of you, thank you very much for your support. Obviously, I don't want you disappearing as far as being a subscriber at the end of the year. You know, let's keep the total moving. Let's keep moving forward with this channel. And yeah, you know what? With all of your feedback, with all of your help, we can really turn this into the biggest cat channel in South Africa. There is absolutely no reason why not. And you know me by now. You know I am open to listening from you. I am open to hearing from you. I'm open to your emails and your WhatsApps. Some of you. So yeah, it's been fun. I know there are those who like to throw unnecessary comments in the mix. You know, the haters. That's fine. That's fine. It's all part of the game. All part of the game. Not everybody's going to like you or appreciate what you are doing, and that's okay. That is a-okay. But yeah, thank you for all your support. And let's just see how we can continue to grow. We can just continue to grow. I must say I am always very encouraged by the feedback and, you know, how the exams went. So please, you know, on the comments to this video, once it comes out, and in fact after you're done with your prac, let me know in the comments of this video how everything went. Even on those the final push videos, you know, drop a few comments there. Tell me, did this come in? Did you see something that was similar to that? It'll be good. I am going marking this year as well, which means there's going to be even more for me to offer to all of you here. So yeah, for those who are members, I love the support. Thank you very much. It just helps me to grow the channel. That's all. That's all. It just helps me to grow the channel. I mean, I didn't think this year we'd be like, what, over 30,000 subscribers. I was probably aiming at something like 20,000 for the year. So we've increased by an extra 10,000. That is madness. That is madness. Bonzi, no problem at all. Justin, so if I revise all the final push videos and prac videos, will I be fine? You know what? You will. I've tried to cover, and I know sometimes you guys will see this with some of the videos that I release. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 videos that I quickly come out in one day, and that's because I end up finding as I'm going through my classes, hey, wait, here's something that the learners need to know. Here's something that's maybe come up in an exam or a test, and that's either not in the textbook or, you know, hasn't been covered. And so I quickly do a video on that, and that's why you sometimes see those videos coming out like that. So yes, if you were to go through all the prac videos that I have in terms of grade 12 and grade 11, because remember, most of your prac work is based, and your theory for that matter, is based off of grade 10 and 11, and you're simply adding to this. So go through that, go through the final push. There was a live, I think 2 live final pushes from last year. There were also the theory and prac prep videos that I did last year. So guys, it's just every year, the new people who are coming into grade 12 just have more and more resources. Also, don't forget, let me just get it up here. Liam, thank you so much. No, thank you. You've been an awesome support. Don't forget the Gizmo platform, right, for all your theory work. Grade 12 flashcards, 11, 10. I'm going to be updating it with all of these theory exam papers content. So yeah, you can go over to that and make sure that you follow in there as well and you're on track for the theory. Justin, you know what? You'll be fine, really. I don't know what your version of fine is. I mean, like, your version of fine could be 70%, could be 65%. I don't know. I have a different level for myself. My version of fine is like 80%, like minimum. So I'm very hard on myself when it comes to that. And I shouldn't be, but yeah, that's just how I was raised. But yeah, to each his own. So how has the pet been as we get into the last couple of minutes? Maybe chat to me a little bit about the pet. Are you guys, I'm assuming by now you're all done with the pet, everything is finished. Your teachers have marked everything. That's all like something of the past now. Because remember, that pet mark is 25% of your year mark. Then they take into consideration everything else. So I hope you have not slacked where the pet is concerned. And yeah, I think next year I'm actually going to have maybe the IEB lady. Oh, beautiful, Justin. Lovely. No, then you're on a very good footing. Guys, if you're hitting 80% and above for your pet, then you're already looking at somewhere between 15 and 20% sitting on your report for cat already before you've written anything else. You know? So that definitely helps. Let me just go here. Okay, so Kanya, when you go to the channel, under any one of the videos, you can just go into more, and there you can see there's the flashcards, there's Google Drive with resources as well, and obviously, you know, subscribing to the channel. So yeah, everything is there. I probably will do a live session like this for the theory as well, just going through various things, but I'm going to try and update the Gizmo platform with everything so that really everything is there for you. It can help you to generate questions as well based on those flashcards. So yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I don't see any other questions coming through. So once again, thank you very much. This has been almost an hour. Just over 3/4 of an hour. But guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being here. Yeah, always happy to help. And if there's anything else, you know where and how to reach me. For those who are members, you also know where now to reach me. And yeah, just take it easy. Do whatever prep work you can. You've still got tomorrow to ask me questions. And I'll see how what I can do to help. So God bless. Have a lovely afternoon, lovely evening. Don't kill yourself with too much work. Just do what you can. Take it easy. Take the breaks where necessary. And do your best. Nozipho, no problem at all. It's only a pleasure. Only a pleasure. But okay, folks, this is Mr. H signing out. And I'll chat to you guys again.